Halo guys, kembali lagi bersama gue di channel Qaedi, dan kali ini kita bakal lanjutin mainin game What Remains of Edith Finch. Dan di sini terakhir kali gue main itu sampai sini ya guys, sampai bunker ini yang dimana Walter ini dia tinggal di sini guys. Dan terakhir kali kalau nggak salah gue inget si Walter itu bunuh diri ya, kalau nggak salah di jalur kereta api guys. Tapi ya kita lihat aja guys. I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me. Kita buka, ada sesuatu guys di sini guys.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter.
Oh, oke.
But if she never told me about an uncle under the house,
Wow,
I can only imagine what else she was hiding.
gila. Ada bangunan lagi cuy di bawah bangunan bunker
I
tadi.
don't want
Ada ini cuy.
trying to bury something that's still alive.
Oh, ini jalur kereta apinya. Jatuh kita. Waduh, gelap banget. Saving. Apa nih?
Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe two,
Maybe two, oke.
I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself
Alright.
and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem.
Oh, ini guys jalur yang dibuat sama ininya
I knew we
jadi
believed
tempat
so
bunuh diri ya,
much in a family curse.
kalau nggak salah sih.
We made it real.
Oh, Walter. Wow. Storynya sih keren banget guys. Kira lihat. Gila. Gila sih, ini pemandangannya cantik banget guys. Cuman FPS
To
gue
be
ngedrop.
honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now.
Oke.
I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Nggak ngerti ya, bahasa Inggrisnya kurang ngerti gue guys. Wah, ini bagian lain dari rumah kita guys. Ternyata guys ada di
And when you look
belakang.
at the house,
When you look at the
that
house.
history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
Loh, tutup ya? Oh, ini. Alright. Ini belakang rumah kita guys. Kalau nggak
I
salah
think
tuh ada
we've
Ayun.
been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it.
Oke.
What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
Oh, keluarganya bangun pemakaman gitu guys sebelum bangun rumah. Karena
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but
ini
the pet
guys,
cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one.
karena mereka
3 of the gerbils
terdampar
were
di sini
mine.
guys.
2 had been my fault.
Oh, ini guys, ternyata guys kuburan-kuburan dari cerita-cerita yang lalu. Kalau kalian belum nonton, kalian bisa nonton di yang episode-episode sebelumnya guys. Cuman audionya agak jelek karena waktu itu mic-nya masih jelek banget. Tapi ini kuburan-kuburan keluarga
Sven
guys.
built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Tuh kan, Walter Finch. Oh, ini Barbara Finch, Walter Finch, Edith Finch, Sven Finch. Tamat kah?
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
Oh, ini guys ceritanya guys. Tuh, mereka pergi dari rumah ya. Atau gimana guys? Soalnya ini ceritanya kayak rumahnya terdampar gitu guys di pulau ini.
She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
Loh, itu apa tuh? Wait a minute.
Edie said she dreamed
Oh,
about the
itu
old
rumahnya,
house
guys.
every night.
She dream about the old house.
Edie's side was always easier for
Oh,
me to
kita balik guys,
understand.
suruh guys. Easier for me to understand. Oh, dia
But
lebih
the older I
mengerti
get,
Eddie guys.
the more I can see where my mom was coming from.
Sam Finch.
Her dad had
Okay,
been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
Gua rada-rada lupa sih ceritanya. Sorry ya guys. Kalian bisa nonton sendiri lah di episode sebelumnya. Wow, ini sih
She
keren.
lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
Oh, ini keluarga Finch guys. Milton Finch, Sanjay Kumar. Loh, kok ada Sanjay Kumar? Lewis Finch. Ada yang orang bukan dari keluarga kita guys.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself. So much climbing. I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Oh iya, ini karakternya juga lagi hamil guys. Baru tahu gue, lupa. Baru ingat. Gue. Kita tuh udah nikah gitu guys. Dan kembali ke rumah ini. Karena kita satu-satunya cabang keluarga yang masih hidup.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
Gitu. Oh ini kamar siapa nih? Gue lupa nih.
They were both pretty intense.
Kamar siapa nih? Kayaknya pemburu ya guys. Oh Sam, oke. Siapa tuh Sam? Oke, kita masuk ke ceritanya kah? Oh enggak. Loh, siapa nih? Oh
Dawn,
iya.
I promise you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
Gimana nih? Kita di kamera guys, cuman nggak ngerti aja nih guys. Oh
What?
gitu. WASD guys. Nah,
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it?
oh kita disuruh foto-foto gitu guys. Wah keren nih.
I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Mana? Mana sih? Mana bocil guys? Loh, ada yang
Well,
kenceng
still wanna
guys.
take a picture of you.
Hey,
Oh itu
That's
kita
a
guys.
keeper.
Oh kita lagi foto ini
I'm
guys.
just saying,
Nah, ini
I'm not always gonna be here, Don. You'll need to
Si
remember
Sam.
this stuff if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Don, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to
Kita
tell you the
foto-foto
truth,
semua,
I
guys.
haven't been out here in 20 years. Last time I was with my brother.
Dad!
Good eyes, Don.
Nice.
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Mana?
Dad, I
Foto.
Let me get behind you.
Oh kita pindah-pindah.
do I have to do
Dia lagi
this?
berburu guys.
Don, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong.
Kaget
Great
gua.
shot, Don!
Pas banget. Lah,
I'm proud of you, Don. Always remember that, okay?
kenapa nangis guys? Oke. Let's go, jalan.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
so-
normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about.
Oh! Mati guys. Oh my god. Tiba-tiba jadi ngeri gitu cuy.
Of all these stories, that's the
Sam.
one I wish most that my mom had told me. Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
Oh, itu dia guys, Sam. Alright. Ini apa nih? Waduh, ada apa lagi nih? Keren banget guys, rumahnya ada kayak pintu-pintu rahasia gitu. Tuh, ini kamar yang lain lagi nih. Kayak kamar anak kecil sih guys ini. Apa nih? Ada buku. Drive divorce. Oh, divorce.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it.
Kenapa tuh? Lah, ini kita jadi bocil guys. Ye. Loh, kok gerak?
I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Kita jadi bocil lagi guys. Oh, kita bisa jadi katak ya sekarang. Gila.
Watching over Gregory, it's time to...
Hah? Siapa nih?
Hold on, sweetie. Hello?
Deh.
Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
Kocak banget jadi. Apa nih? Oh, kita bisa ke dalam juga guys. Oh, bisa loncat.
What his world was like.
Wih. Oh, jadi banyak guys bebek kita guys. Boleh. Oh, kayaknya ini waktu divorce dia guys. Cuman ini jadi lucu guys.
You reminded me so much of Cal.
Wow, tinggi banget.
Lost in his imagination.
Lu ada orang.
Whatever it was, he saw.
Wih, aduh.
It sure made him happy.
Ada ini sekarang. Wih. Doing.
I know how silly it sounds.
Wah, ini copyright guys ini. Kayak
But I'm
copyright
worried
ya.
about a baby being too happy.
Oke. Wih.
I could feel him slipping away.
Oh.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could.
Udah siap mandinya guys.
Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
That night.
Damn
Kenapa?
it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
Hah, apa tuh?
I wish he could have told us.
Gua
About
tahu.
the world
Gua tahu bakal terjadi apa guys.
Hey, there's so much I don't understand. About Gregory.
Wah, ini sih
Everything.
dark sebenarnya guys. Cuman kita jadi berenang guys, jadi mainannya.
But I know what happened wasn't your fault.
Kita buka ini guys. Buka. Loh, kok.
I'm sure he's happy.
Wih.
And he'd want you to be happy too.
Wah, ini sih sebenarnya
Good luck, Kay.
gelap guys, cuman
Love, Sam.
mereka lagi berantem gitu guys ceritanya guys. Dan anaknya lagi mandi dan ya gitulah. Gila sih itu gelap banget sebenarnya, cuman jadi lucu guys. Jadi bukan lucu sih, feeling itu jadi kayak seru gitu. Padahal gelap guys
I
aslinya.
can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet
Apa nih? A poem.
A poem for Gus,
Our
who
father-
always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us
apa nih?
kids, at least not very
layangan,
hard.
guys.
Before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before
Keren
he'd
sih ini
see a
sih,
wedding in
gila
our
sih.
yard.
Kita main layangan.
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled
Gue
up
sih nggak
the
peduli
storm
lah gue sih
inside
sama
his
cerita
heart.
guys. Kita pengen layangan aja guys.
I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met me, we don't need a stepmom were the words that
Kita jatuh di sini. Bisa kesini cuy. Enggak, kita main normal aja. Wih. Apa nih?
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Oh. Kasar ini bocahnya cuy. Betul. Oh, mereka mau foto guys, tapi nggak ini guys.
The wind picked up and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
Hujan katanya. Cuaca lagi buruk. Wow.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that
gila.
nature might destroy the
bisa
tent our
bawa.
dad had crudely made.
Wih, apa nih? Oh, terbang semua.
The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. And all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
Make musik louder biar nggak kedengeran suara hujan ini. I wish. Hancur. Oke. Oh. Kenapa nih?
I wish that I could truly say I
keren
thought about
banget,
you
cuy.
on that day.
Keren
Out
banget
there
cuy.
on the beach alone. Just you, the wind, the sea and foam.
Wow.
But I didn't. Until we found you.
Okay.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Wah, ini tragis semua cuy yang hidup di sini. Kasian banget. Ini daun kosong ya? Kenapa? Aku nggak tahu juga. Oh, bisa manjat gitu guys.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get. My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English.
Ibu kita,
Louis was born a year later.
emak kita pergi ke India guys. Katanya. Oh, ini bisa
When my
ke
dad
atas ya.
died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back.
I'm sure Eddie was happy to have her back.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
Oh, ini kayak sekolah gitu ya guys. Iya guys, sekolah private gitu, private school.
But it didn't last.
It didn't last. Aduh, anginnya
The
kencang
beginning
banget.
of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
The castle gitu. Tapi ini udah di ini semua guys, udah di apa? Dikasih ini semua, direkatin gitu biar bisa yang ada yang buka. Alright, kita masuk. Oh, ini ada miniatur gitu guys. Cuman gue nggak tahu nih miniatur apa. Ada lukisan absurd. Apa nih? Oh, ini cara ke atasnya. Oh, ini Milton. Cerita baru kah? Kita lihat guys. Kayaknya dia pelukis ya. The
Milton
Magic.
Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Acu gitu. Magic paintbrush. Oh jadi dia menggambarin lagi. Lukisan. Sorry guys. Oh buat pintu. Oh bisa masuk. Kosong. Udah gitu doang. Kagak seru nih yang ini nih. Tinggal satu lagi guys.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
Kita tinggal nyari Don, Eddie sama Lewis. Tuh kita tinggal nyari ini guys. Oh Milton udah dapet. Oke. Berarti tinggal sedikit lagi guys. Tinggal beberapa orang lagi yang kita cari. Kita buka, ada kapal guys. Kayaknya nih ruangan lain lagi guys. Nah kan bener, ruangan kapal gitu cuy. Ini punya siapa nih?
Lewis's room smelled very,
Oh ini Lewis.
very familiar.
Lewis room.
That part of him lived on.
Oke. Lewis Finch. Oke, cerita lagi lah. Ya pelukis ya.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an
Oh,
explanation.
ini apa?
As I see it, the
Psikolognya,
trouble
guys.
began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse.
Kenapa nih?
Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life.
Lu ada ini. Oke, kita kerja.
He kept working at the cannery,
Kerja ini guys, motong ikan gitu.
but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior.
Wah seru nih sih.
His mind began to
Kenapa nih?
wander.
To wonder. Kita jadi main ini cuy. Jadi ini orang
I asked
ternyata.
him to describe it.
Dari atas gitu.
He said he started small.
Oke, kita sambil
Imagining a
kerja
labyrinth.
sambil main game labyrinth gini
He'd
cuy.
feel his way about. Then something moved.
Dan something move.
Bats
Kelawar
and toads.
dan toads. Apa nih?
And things that have not names.
Hampir aja.
He knew it was all in his
Kok ada
head.
ikan? Oh gitu.
But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself.
We find subs. Wah, ada ruangan. Ada
But he
obor.
found something more.
Apa nih? Ngapa jadi main
worried about him
game kayak ini?
Daydreaming at the cannery.
Daydreaming at the cannery. Dia ada penyakit kayaknya
I
guys.
spoke with his boss,
Suka
but he
halusinasi
said Lewis
gitu.
had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused,
Tapi kita terkenal dengan
like a whole
ini
new
guys.
Lewis.
Terkenal bagus kerjanya guys.
So I let him go on.
Tapi ini kenapa kita halusinasi jadi main game yang lain ya?
I even
Makin-
encouraged him.
Encourage him.
It seemed very promising at first.
Halusinasinya makin lebar guys.
He told me he'd made a new friend.
Ada gunggung. Ada dogi guys, ada dogi.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia.
Lu stop dulu. Oke, just
He built
thing.
the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians.
Ada musisi. Semoga nggak copyright lah. Ini kalau copyright lagi sih bahaya. Ada penyihir. Ada
And songs for them
warga-warga.
to play.
Kita kayak pahlawan gitu kali
He
ya.
talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger.
Tuh kan. kita lagi imajinasi guys, lagi berimajinasi makin besar.
He no longer spoke at the cannery,
Dia
but
nggak
his
lagi
chopping was as
ngomong guys.
reliable as ever.
Kita nggak ngomong lagi,
Then one day it struck him
cuman makin bagus guys kerja kita.
that all the cheering
Bingung
crowds,
kan?
even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination,
Kita semua di
so he could
imajinasi.
do whatever he wished.
Dia bisa melakukan apapun yang dia mau.
He held an election for mayor,
Mau jadi mayor guys,
and he won.
dan dia menang. Oh kayak Mario.
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering.
Jadi
It
gini.
became a game for him.
Iya guys, jadi game. Jadi game yang lain ini lama-lama. Dan lama-lama nggak kelihatan
Conquer a
guys.
city, then immediately push on. New Louisville.
Oh,
St. Louis.
kita
He started drifting away from our reality.
gue juga bingung nih kenapa nih. Lama-lama ini guys, kita menguasai seluruh dunia.
Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery.
Sampai lupa kita guys
Even
untuk
as his
pulang.
mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on.
Apa dulu kita guys, ada orang manggil. Oh, kita kayak halu terus guys di tempat kerja kita.
In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a
Handsome queen.
handsome queen.
Makin ngehalu ya kita nih ya.
The queen was on her own quest for
For sinister serpent.
sinister serpents.
Oh, kita bisa milih cerita guys. Itu tulisan India by the way. Tuh. Awas, tuh.
He followed the sound of her
Electric. Jangan dong, ini dong, silver harp.
silver harp. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the
udah mau
sun
nyampe,
and
guys.
west of the moon.
Sampai.
Even then, his logic remained sound.
Wih, udah nggak kelihatan lagi cuy tempatnya nih. Wah, ini makin menghalu nih. Makin menghalu nih
He
kita
knew the
guys.
world was all in his imagination.
Kita makin menghalu guys. Udah nggak kelihatan lagi guys ikannya guys.
But he was so proud of having created it.
Udah nggak kelihatan lagi guys ikannya
In
tadi.
his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a
Oh, itu
king.
ngebug ternyata. Apa memang makin menghalu guys?
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Louis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
Kita lama-lama makin ngehalu guys. Lari lagi tuh.
My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Wow. Kenapa kita ke ini? Oh, ini tempat kerjanya kali ya.
Began to forget the world we know.
Dia melupakan guys. Melupakan dunianya guys.
I think it pained him to remember Louis, the cannery worker.
Dia nggak suka guys di mengingat kalau dia kerja jadi ini pemotong salmon ini.
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
Nah ini kita guys, dari tadi kerja. Wah udah menghalu dong. Dia nggak kerja apa-apa cuy.
I still thought I could save him.
Ini ada
Even
psikolognya ya.
after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
Wow. Those would be packed with his companion. Wow. Waduh
Including
kucing.
the wise Calico who'd insisted on
Ini
inviting
kucing
him.
yang waktu itu guys di episode ke pertama atau kedua gue lupa di video gue tuh. Wow. Waktu kita mau nikah kayaknya guys.
His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do.
Satu hal yang akan kita lakukan, cuma itu yang akan kita lakukan. Thumbnail moment. Oke.
Bend down his head.
Lul, kok ada ini guys? Bukannya ini tempat eksekusi ya? Wait.
The
What
rest
the
I think you
heck?
know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
What the hell was that? Apa itu guys? Apakah ada saking halunya? Wah ini dark banget guys, sumpah.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Apakah dia halu sampai masukin kepalanya ke pemotong ikan itu guys? Tapi untuk sekarang itu aja guys ya, karena udah lama banget kita main, udah 40 menit di videonya, dan gue juga bakalan edit nanti. Jadi untuk episode kali ini sampai sini dulu. Dan wow itu tadi keren banget, gamenya sih unik banget guys, dan dark banget sekaligus menyenangkan sih. Jadi gue juga nggak sabar untuk mainin di episode berikutnya guys ya. Oke lah, sampai jumpa lagi di episode berikutnya. Jangan lupa like and subscribe, jangan lupa nonton episode sebelumnya buat kalian yang belum nonton episode sebelumnya, karena kalau kalian belum nonton episode sebelumnya itu kalian nggak bakal tahu ceritanya guys, karena ini bener-bener mind blowing banget guys ceritanya, dan ya unik aja gamenya. Jadi ya mungkin sampai sini dulu. Sampai jumpa lagi di episode berikutnya. See ya.